Mining is an integral part of Minecraft, but what if I couldn't mine all of these blocks, and instead I was just down to one block? How long would I be able to survive, and what could I accomplish? Welcome to Minecraft One Block, the series where I'll be trying to do as much as I can, starting from this one little block in the sky that changes every time you mine it. And if you do go on to enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, as it goes a long way to help me continue my journey. Alright, and let's just get started with this mining. I think the first level may only be, and I'm losing so many pieces of dirt. I'm just gonna have to extend this platform. Yeah, and I'm very excited for what we'll be able to do with this series. I'm planning on building houses, setting up farms, and doing anything that I possibly can. Probably will be a multi-part episode, as it can take a lot of blocks in the further, levels of this to upgrade. This time, it's not that many. I'll be getting to level 2 quite quickly, but after this, it may be hundreds of thousands of blocks mined until I get to the next tier. I'm probably just going to get right up to it, build the platform out a little bit more, and then see what I can do when placing that final one, or digging that final block. Alright, and after finishing the upgrades, let's mine that last one, and let's see what new items might appear in the rotation. Have never seen this before. I haven't got to this point. I'm going in blind, so I'm unsure. Okay, we got some, I think that's moss blocks? I'm unsure. Oh, and wood. Okay, so now we'll be able to kind of start getting some tools and really start building up the world a bit more. I'm going to want to replace all these blocks around that middle grass block so I don't accidentally grow grass on every block around it and just lose progress of which one it is. Not that it'd be that hard to find it, but it'll be a little bit difficult. Try and keep getting as much wood as I can so I can get a crafting table and maybe get a little start to, just a chest and some stuff, so if I fall off I don't lose all the items. Alright, we've got a bit of wood. We can start making a crafting table, maybe make a couple of basic tools to speed up the process, so we can start getting to those further levels which have way more fun blocks, have some mob spawning, and even some villagers with trades. That'll be exciting once I get there. Just finished up making some tools, and now this should go a lot faster once I get this shovel. Now we can really start pumping out these blocks. I'm hoping to get some cobblestone and some other stuff just to get a little bit faster tools in the next tier. But if it's something different and it goes by biome, then we'll just see what happens when it gets there. It's as much of a mystery to me as it is going to be to you guys. Yeah, after getting a lot more dirt, it's time to just upgrade the platform. I know I'm not going to need it right now, all that space, but eventually I want to put a house down, get some farms going, tree farm, cows, pigs, chickens, anything like that. So it's going to just need to be a large island at that point, so I might as well start on it now while I don't need the dirt for anything else. Oh, a villager! I don't know if I'm going to have the items needed to trade with this guy, but let's check it out. Yeah, this looks to be a little bit more late game, but it's not terrible. I could use some food right now as I don't have any way of getting it, but I just used all the dirt on the platform, and I'm not sure I'll be able to get any of it back if I mine it. I think if he comes back, he'll have new items. I think he leaves every few minutes and comes back every few minutes. Should be a fun mechanic to get us some new stuff we won't usually be able to get off of the one block. Let's just get back to mining. There's just a few more until we get to that next tier. I'm just a little too lazy to remake that shovel right now, and there we go. Next tier. I wonder what it'll have for us. Just checking out to see that there is actually unique achievements for this game itself. That should be a fun thing to dive into. I'm not sure what all of them are. I'll figure that out later, but if I plan on beating this game, I'm sure completing every achievement is on my agenda. There's the first new block, the mud block. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be to me. I might use it in the house design to try and make it a little bit more unique, but I'm not, entirely sure what I'm going to use mud for. It's not the greatest block in the world, but it's not the worst, I guess. After a bit more mining, I'm going to go repair my tools as I keep breaking the shovel. It needs to be broken almost every block, and I just need to get stone or iron to be able to get a better shovel to speed up this process and not continue to run out. Now I'm just going to finish building out the platform a little bit more, and we'll see what happens after that. Ooh, the builder achievement. What is that one? Oh, place 250 blocks. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more of those, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of these achievements I'll get for mining a lot of these blocks. I'm sure it's at like 10,000 or maybe even more than that, because I'm only on tier 3 right now, and I'm not very close yet to the upgrade. I'm just going to keep mining all these blocks and stay the same until I get to that next upgrade level, and I'll be right back. And here it is, about to get to that next level here, just a couple more blocks. Again, the shovel's always broken. There we go, the next step in. I'm going to go up and I'm going to just build a little bit more on the platform, and then I'm going to craft up some better tools, as I hope cobblestone is in this tier. If it's not, I'll see you after the next long mining session, because unless there's any useful blocks here, there's not a ton that I'm going to be needing before I can really build a house or start on anything like that. I'm going to need a lot of wood. Okay, cobblestone is in this tier. Okay, that's great. Lots of tool upgrades are going to be coming. Some new achievements, that's nice. Yeah, the speed in which we're going to be able to destroy blocks just got a lot faster. I'm excited about that. Yeah, we got a lot of blocks to go. 750 in total we need to mine, and we're not even halfway there. After finally mining up a lot of cobblestone and wood, I'm going to craft those upgraded tools. This should speed up immensely the process I'm going to have to be going through each time I mine a block. Hopefully getting us to that next tier just a little bit faster than before. I'm even going to make the axe, even though I don't really need it that much. It'll help in the long run. After a nice long mining session, I'm deciding to build the house right now. I'm just going to start digging out the sort of general shape I'm going for, and we're going to see what happens with that as it goes. I've decided to make the base layer out of mud blocks, as it's the most difficult block to get. But I just want to try and make the house as unique as I can with different textures and different blocks, trying to incorporate every single piece that we've gotten so far from the one block. And I think mud is the most unique one of them all, so that's what I'm going to go for as the base layer of the house. Finally, I got enough mud. It takes such a long time to get mud out of this one block right now, as we just get so many more blocks instead of mud. And since cobblestone is the least appealing to the eye, at least in my opinion, that's the one that I'm going to use to build the floor out of. It doesn't look the best when you use it on walls. I guess you can sort of make medieval style builds, but the blocks I have don't really work for a medieval style build. So I'm just going to go cobblestone on the floor. It should look pretty decent in there. I don't think I have enough wood yet, but I'm just going to start building on top of this anyway. It's not going to be too difficult to get more wood, as it's one of the most common blocks out of the one block. I'm going to use stripped wood and regular wood to sort of add a different feeling to the build. I'm finding this kind of fun using a more unique block palette just out of what I have. Instead of just using, just wood and things like that as my average build, it's more fun to use something like mud and leaves and even these, I don't even remember what type of block that was, the sort of moss block. Even incorporating stuff like that into the build is my goal. After using up the majority of the wood, I've came back for a long mining streak. It's just going to take a long time really to keep getting through these levels and getting the required resources to build the house. But I'm excited to see the mobs that start spawning. I'm really excited for the late game action in this one. Right now I'm just going to spend the time sort of getting foundation down, building my house, collecting items for potential trades in the future. And once we start getting mobs and bosses and stuff like that, it's going to be quite fun to start fighting them. Decided to pop back in around here as we're getting pretty close. A new villager just spawned as well. Let's see what we got in here. I can buy this gold already and smelt it, and I've seen in past trades you can use gold to trade for other items. Yeah, I'm gonna make a furnace right now, and we're gonna get the gold. I think that'll be a decent investment. Hopefully he has trades that require gold before we can just easily get gold again in the future. And I guess it's just costs me a little bit of dirt, so at the end of the day it doesn't really matter that much if I don't end up needing it. Sadly, I haven't been able to find any coal, so I'm going to have to make some charcoal of my own to smelt this gold down, but it's not really a big deal. This wood is pretty bountiful. I've gotten a few oak saplings and spruce saplings recently from destroying the leaves. I'm just going to try and place those down, as maybe I can get some apples as a food source, because I'm really struggling on food right now. I'm starting to lose it quick. Now that we got the gold all smelted down, it's time to just play the waiting game and see if that villager has a trade that's useful for the gold. I've mined a lot more recently, and I'm just going to get into building the house again. It's starting to come along quite nicely. I know I'm not quite at enough wood, at least for this layer, but I really like the way that it's starting to turn out. I think that mud color is actually going to work pretty well with the design I have in mind. I'm pretty close to the next tier here. I'm really hoping I can maybe get some ores. Maybe ores? I'm not sure exactly what's going to come out of this. Either ores or just anything useful I could potentially use on building this house. I'm really interested to see what I can make this design of. So far I have a general idea, but I'm not the best builder, so I'm going to try. There you go, the 1,500th block is what I need next. That's a lot more mining, but hey, we're halfway there. And, coal. That's going to be very helpful. We got coal, and I'm hoping to maybe get iron in here. I'm not sure if that'll pop up. Just going to have to keep mining to find out. Okay, that's a pretty good speed upgrade right there. We're going to be able to get... Well, we will be able to get more iron. We lost that piece because it fell off the map, but I'm sure more iron will hopefully come up. I'm hoping. There's another piece. Okay, that's... I was a little worried there when that first one fell off, but at least I got the next one. Should be pretty close to getting enough materials here. Nope, there's a new villager. Let's see what he's got. It's just really nothing I need yet. The gold trade isn't... Well, it could be useful. It's just a lot more gold than I have. I haven't found any gold on this tier yet, so I'm guessing the next tier is going to have gold, but maybe because it's a useful resource in trades, it's more of a scarce material I won't be able to find as often. I'm just going to have to find out when it gets here, I guess. I've done a lot of mining again, and it's back to placing down some more wood, and I'm thinking I'm going to have enough to finish the shell of the house this time. You know, which is going to be nice, as it's been a long time coming. I finally connected what I think is enough iron and coal to be able to start smelting that down to get them upgraded tools. That's going to help with the speed a lot. I think I'm going to get to the next tier of blocks this episode as my end goal. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much beyond that, as I'm going to try and fully finish this house as well. Those are kind of the two goals I've had for this first episode. Finish the house and get to that next tier of block. I'm hoping I can do both of those. I should be able to. Now, I've had access to charcoal for such a long time, I'm not sure why I didn't put any torches down, but finally I'm going to light up the island and make it a little bit more safe for me. After collecting finally enough cobblestone, I think, I'm going to start to make the useful items for the roof. It's going to take a lot of staircases and a lot of slabs. Outside of that, I don't think I'm going to need anything more, but hopefully the amount that I craft the first time is going to be enough, as I don't really want to mine again before I finish this house. I really could use some building tips, as I'm not the best at building roofs, but I'm just going to go for a classic design and hope that I don't mess it up. After a lot of time, falling off the roof and building it up, I finally got to a place where I don't think it looks too bad. I really could use getting some food, as I'm down to 2.5 hearts from just the very gradual damage. I've lost 1 or 2 hearts from jumping off the roof every time I want to get down to check it out and make sure it looks good. But I do like how the front is looking. I really do like what it's looking like right now. I even do like that mud at the bottom there. Now hear me out. This world is, it's a bit of a mystery. So I decided to jump down and see if there was anything, under the world that I was possibly missing. And I did get an achievement for jumping down to the bottom. But there wasn't any sort of other unique things down there, so I'm just going to get back to building. The first layer of the roof is just about done here. Just have to do one more small part of this side. And it's pretty easy to finish what I'm doing here. It's not a very difficult or complex roof. And again, I really do like how it's looking right now. I'm kind of excited for this house. Just getting down the last few stairs here on this side, and that should be the bottom layer done with all of the stairs, as long as I don't mess up these last few placements. This does look pretty solid. I'm going to go for the moss blocks for the rest of the roof. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to look. This is as experimental as it is to you as it is to me. I'm not entirely sure what I'm going for with this build. I just had so many moss blocks laying around, I knew I somehow needed to incorporate it in the build. With the limited resources I have, I couldn't just use all my cobblestone. I need that a little bit later. I know I can, get renewable sources of it, but at least to speed up the game that I'm currently, grinding for, the goals that I'm going for, I don't want to waste all of the cobblestone I have. So it's best if I try this moss blocks. I'm going to hopefully make the rest of the house look sort of run down with leaves and mud and moss and things like that to sort of make it fit the vibe a little bit more. But I really do like how that looks. I think it looks pretty good. If it looked a little bit messier, which again I can get vines and things later, maybe let's try and make a little smokestack here. Just a tiny little piece of detail. But yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the way this is looking. I'm quite excited to see if I can't get some vines or anything like that to put around it later. I was lucky enough to have a few of my trees grow on the island as well. I'm not sure if spruce trees can drop apples, but hopefully they can, as again, food is a big problem in this. Until I get pigs to spawn or anything else like that, I'm sure I'm going to struggle with eating for a long time, as that's sort of the general vibe of these sort of worlds. After finally building what I was happy with for a house, it's time to get back to the general task at hand, mining this one block and seeing the resources I can get from it. It's not like it changes that fast. You sort of know what resources you're going to get, But it's still fun seeing each block, and I don't know if they have super rare blocks like that have upped chances in comparison to these other ones. But even if it doesn't, I still like the uniqueness of this Minecraft map, and I would definitely recommend you to check this out if you were interested in something of this sort. I'm gonna test around with something to see if these moss blocks could also sort of be used as exterior decorations. I'm not really sure what way I would use them in, but I don't know, with the roof being green, it kind of fits an overgrown sort of vibe. If I was able to get mossy cobblestone as well in the future to be able to incorporate that with the roof tiles, I think that could look pretty nice. And if you have any other base design ideas or anything else you'd like me to build, this is hopefully just one of many houses and builds that I'm planning on doing on this world. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the way that this looks. I'm going to go for that overgrown design around the entirety of the house. I'm really glad I got that spruce wood because I'm able to get a little bit of extra detail in the front with a little step up using the spruce door and spruce trapdoor. And I really like the way that this house turned out. I need to make a small adjustment or two here and there to some of this exterior sort of moss that I have built down. But overall, I am a fan of the whole vibe that it brings. I really like it. Especially for just using a few blocks that I had access to from the one block. I think it's pretty cool. And I think leaving it here is a decent time too, as I'm pretty happy with what I've done. The progression has been nice. I'm going to mine this block a couple more times here to end the video off. But I'm pretty happy with what I've seen. And do feel free to like and subscribe. And if you guys have any suggestions you'd like me to do in the next episode, please comment, and I'll appreciate it all, and I'll read every one of your comments. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much.